title, both regular season and tournament, in 2 of the last 3 years. They have uncharacteristically dropped 2 of their last 3 ball games, as we now take a look at the little things that'll hopefully turn things around for this squad a bit. They're presented by Chick-fil-A and Game Day at Home with Chick-fil-A. Just order ahead through the Chick-fil-A app and score before the game even starts. Eat more chicken and roll Tide. Bryan, what are the little things that'll help this Tide team get back in the win column?
Well, taking a look at the offensive end, continue to do what you're doing. Alabama has been 1 or 2 in the nation in offensive efficiency all year long. We'll get to the defense in the next segment, but offensively, you want to keep rolling. Alabama behind Mark Sears, who leads the SEC in scoring right now at 21 points a game. He's coming off a 23-point performance against Clemson, but he's had help. He and Aaron Estrada, the only 2 combo players in the SEC that are averaging 17 points or more in the SEC. And those 2 guys have been terrific, along with Grant Nelson on the offensive end. This should be a fun game tonight with the way that Brian Hodgson and Arkansas State want to play. They want to play fast. They want, of course, Nate Oates wants to play in a similar fashion. It's 2 teams that are going to recognize a lot of the sets and similarities in the way that they want to play on the offensive end. Should make for a fun night of really good offense, but hopefully Alabama can get it done on the defensive end. But what we've seen from this team on the offensive end has been one of the best we've seen in years here at Coleman Coliseum. So hopefully that side of the ball continues here tonight.
In addition to seeing the ball go in the air a bunch from beyond the arc, we also look forward in the first half to seeing the salute to service presented by Royal Furniture. Family owned and operated for 75 years, Royal Furniture has locations in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Memphis, and Jackson, Tennessee for your shopping convenience. You can also shop even more conveniently online at royalfurniture.com. Keys to victory and the starters when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The keys to victory are presented by Ford. Great things happen when you have a Ford F-150 truck with impressive power and smart features. It's always a win with the F-150. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Bryan Passink, what are the keys for Alabama in this one against Arkansas State?
Well, on the defensive end, Alabama has to be better. We talked about how good this team has been on the offensive end, one of the best in the country on that end of the floor so far this season. But defense has been up and down, to say the least. Alabama 1 or 2 in the nation in offensive efficiency, number 80 right now in defensive efficiency. We've seen flashes that this team has a chance to be good. You know, they have the want to. They have the right mindset, in my opinion. They just have to get better on that end of the floor. When you're a coach and your team loses 2 out of 3, you want some time in the practice gym. Alabama's had a week. When you're a player, you don't want that. It's miserable. These guys have gotten after it over the last week, and it has been defensive focused. That has been where this team needs to get better. And I'll say this, these players want to get better on that end of the floor. This isn't just the coaches harping on that end of the floor. They know they need to get better on the defensive end. And even though working primarily on defense isn't a whole lot of fun for a week without a game, it is what this team needed, and hopefully we'll see that pay off against an Arkansas State team that is dangerous on the offensive end. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to play the same exact style of Nate Oates. Obviously, Bryan Hodgson learned under Nate Oates. They were together for the last 8 years. We're going to see almost identical styles. The players in crimson and white should be more talented. Hopefully, that'll be a difference here tonight, but I expect a great effort from the Red Wolves of Arkansas State.
Starters in the tip when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford pregame show. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide basketball is also brought to you by Texaco. Proven unbeatable mileage. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. BASF. We create chemistry. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. And by Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and now a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Get ready, Alabama Crimson Tide basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Red Diamond knows that prepping for the perfect holiday meal isn't always easy. From making sure there's an option for your cousin Steve from Chicago,
I require a plant-based diet,
to making sure your father-in-law's favorite is on the table.
Boiled Brussels sprouts? Gross.
The holidays can be hard. Thankfully, you've got fresh brewed Red Diamond iced tea. It's the perfect sip of pure perfection that always brings people together. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Don't you mean fa la 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 la?
Nope, we're shaking things up.
Whatever you say.
Shake things up this season at the Toyotathon sales event. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 24 months, plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places. Offer valid through December 5th, 2023. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3638 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
On your next trip to Tuscaloosa, check out the Residence Inn Tuscaloosa. Located along the banks of the Black Warrior River, our all-suite hotel is just a short drive from the University of Alabama in downtown Tuscaloosa. Our accommodations are ideal for any traveler, whether you're staying overnight or for an extended stay. Our hotel is devoted to giving Tide fans an amazing experience from start to finish, including a free football game day shuttle for guests. At Residence Inn Tuscaloosa, it's not just a room, it's a residence, and we're proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated?
Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is the official party punch of the University of Alabama. Packing an ABV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is low sugar and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Baseline at 6. Stop. Fall-away jumper. Bottom. The stop. The layup. Count it. And he is fouled. 3 seconds. 2 at 1. For the win. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Barkley GMC, Tuscaloosa's leader. Barkley makes it easy. Chick-fil-A, it's the little things that matter at Chick-fil-A. Texaco, proven unbeatable mileage. Texaco with Techron, driving performance. And by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now, turn it up. It's game time.
Game time indeed, but before we get to that, we need to pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Alongside Bryan Passink and Tom Stipe with Roger Hoover across the way. Our Cooks Pest Control sideline reporter, Jerry Kelly, our studio engineer. I'm Chris Stewart. So glad to have you with us as the Crimson Tide of Alabama tries to get back in the win column. Nate Oates' squad coming in with the 5-2 record, taking on a squad from Arkansas State that is currently 2-6. Here's Tony Giles with the Bama starters.
At forward, the 6'11" senior from Devils Lake, North Dakota. Number 2, Grant Nelson. At forward, a 6'10" junior from the Bronx, New York. Number 11, Mohamed Wagi. At guard, a 6'3" graduate from Woodbury, New Jersey. Number 55, Aaron Estrada. At guard, a 6'6" sophomore from Dallas, Texas. Number 3, Rylan Griffin. And at guard, a 6'1" senior from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Number 1, Mark Sears. The assistant coaches are Austin Plunch, Ryan Cannon, and Preston Murphy. And Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
Bryan Passink, it will be far more intense in the minds of the fan base anyway when Alabama takes on the Arkansas Razorbacks on March 9th. But if you're a basketball fan, especially the style that Nate Oates plays, tonight should be a fun matchup with Arkansas State. We just hope to see the ball go through the basket a few more times on our end and a lot fewer on the other end of the floor.
Well, hopefully we'll continue to see what we've seen through the first part of the season on the offensive end for Alabama. This is the nation's number 2 offensive basketball team in the country, according to the analytics and been number one for a while. So right there at 1 and 2, can't argue with that, even though against Clemson, Alabama missed some point-blank looks and did shoot the ball as well as they have, especially around the goal, around the basket for the majority of the season. But it's about defense, and they're going to get a lot of opportunities to defend in this one. It's going to be up and down, and it's going to be a high-possession game. Should be a lot of fun to watch, and Alabama's been in the practice gym the last week trying to get better on the defensive end of the floor. Hopefully that pays off, and they'll get that opportunity here tonight against the Red Wolves.
It's not uncommon to see Bryan Hodgson on the sidelines. It's uncommon to see him on that end of the floor. But it is good to see him again.
Really incredible to have your 3 assistant coaches in 1 year all get Division I head coaching jobs. Don't know that it's ever happened, but of course Bryan Hodgson here at Arkansas State, Charlie Henry at Georgia Southern, Antoine Petway at Kennesaw State, all going to be great head coaches. But new staff for Alabama, and so far so good from that staff.
Bama the home white, Arkansas State the road black. Tap control of the backcourt by the Crimson Tide, which goes front court to our left against a half-court zone trap from Arkansas State. Bama works it into the far right corner to Estrada. He'll drive and dish, and the ball is batted around and stolen by the Red Wolves. They get it to the front court and take it onto the wing. Now to the center of the floor, they give it off to Tide. Taryn Tide runs the point onto the near side. They'll give it off to Hicks, who found a cutter to the basket, lays it in for 2, and Arkansas State grabs the early advantage over the Tide. Here's Sears the other way to Griffin. Has it on the wing, out to Sears. Working again against that extended zone look from Arkansas State. Bama works it in the corner to Nelson. Double team, throws it over to Sears, off his fingertips, out of bounds. Possession will belong to the Red Wolves.
Well, we're going to see a lot of similarities between Arkansas State and Alabama, but so far, not many similarities on the defensive end because of what Arkansas State has come out in, a 1-3-1 trapping defense, trying to keep this Alabama team off balance. Don't blame Bryan Hodgson for trying something a little different here against Alabama, because straight up man-to-man has not worked against the Crimson Tide, and so far they've forced 2 turnovers.
Front court, Red Wolves work it, top of the arc. Todd with the basketball, dumps it into the low post to Nelson, spinning, shooting, missing. Ball tipped around, fought for, out of bounds, touch last by the Crimson Tide. It'll stay with the Red Wolves. Front court to our right. Officials for tonight's game. We will tell you Byron Jarrett, Ron Groover, and Brian Dorsey as the Red Wolves inbound it in front of the Bama bench. They get it into Todd, who will drive to the top of the arc, and a moving screen is going to be whistled on the visitors. So the foul will give possession back to Alabama. And the Tide trailing 2-0. We had a couple of players tangled up, and then something else happened. Brian, what'd you see?
I think they got a double technical on Freddie Hicks and Rylan Griffin. At least that's what it looked like. Just a little trash talking, not exactly sure. But that's exactly what happened. Technical fouls on both players, jawing going back to Alabama's offensive end.
With that, Rylan will check out, and in to replace him for the Crimson Tide will once again be Latrell Reitzel. I say once again because we've seen a lot of Latrell lately, as there's a foul out high as Sears was trying to split a trap that was coming to him in that zone look. As they whistle the foul on Dominguez, that'll be his first, and it will be team foul number 3 already on the Red Wolves of Arkansas State. Bama's been whistled for 1. Sears gives it off to Nelson, driving to his left. The bounce pass to Wagee, out to Sears. Open with 3 bottom. And the first 3 of the game for Mark Sears gives Bama the 3-2 lead.
Good things happen when you get paint touches. Bama goes inside to Wagee. Collapses the defense. Mark Sears wide open, and he has been one of the hottest players in college basketball. Knocks it down.
Todd on the drive left side against Estrada. Had the chair pulled out from under him. Goes to the deck. Ball taken away by Wagee, and here's Bama on the run. 5-on-4. Reitzel looking into the left corner. Nelson. Catch and shoot. 3. Bottom. Back-to-back. Bank first 3s for Bama, and even better to see Nelson make one. He struggled as of late.
He's been so good in so many different areas, but three-point shooting has not been one of them. I think he's a better shooter than what he's shown so far, but That one in rhythm, nothing but the bottom of the net.
17:43 to go in the half. Bama up by a score of 6-2. Arkansas State with it. Front court to our right. They'll drive. They'll get cut off. They'll work it back out high to Ford. Ford driving to his right. Shot clock under 5. Kicks with the basketball. Had it stripped and stolen. Sears took it away. One man to beat. Drives in. Had it blocked from behind, but saved by Estrada. The no-look to Nelson for the flush.
Great hustle by Aaron Estrada. Didn't assume that Mark Sears was going to make the layup. It was great hustle play by the Red Wolves. Blocked the shot. Estrada in the right place at the right time. Gets it to Nelson for the dunk.
Here's Hicks with it front court as Bama's got the 8-2 advantage. A couple of threes and a thunderous dunk by Grant Nelson, who had one of those 2 threes himself. On the drive, Todd gets into the lane. Floater with the left hand. Rattles out no good. Rebounded Wagee. Takes a couple of dribbles, then gives it off right side to Sears. Mark on the right wing, working against that zone look from the Red Wolves. Steps through it, gives it off to Estrada. Steps into a 3, bottom. Bama 3 for 3 from bank first. 3-point range, and the Tide leads at 11-2.
Alabama looked a little off balance against that 1-3-1 trapping defense the first couple of possessions, but they've settled down, strong with the ball, able to break the trap, finding open shooters, and knocks down another one.
Dominguez gives it out to Todd. Ball batted away on the entry pass by Wagee into the hands of Sears. Weaving through traffic, gets down the lane, gets mugged and thrown to the deck there. Fortunate was Arkansas State that was not ruled a flagrant, but he had a pretty good handle. It definitely would have been pass interference if Mark had been going for one across the middle, because he had both hands on him. Grabbed the jersey, and I think they are going to review this one. With 16:16 to go in the first half of play. And the official review to take a look and see if this is indeed a flagrant foul. Roger Hoover's going to go into the Bama huddle, while 2 officials will go and check things out, Byron Jarrett and Ron Groover, and they will indeed take the media timeout with 16:16 to play. Bama up 11-2, and we're back right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Here at Payless Drugs, we continue to be just what the doctor ordered. We know getting the medicine you need is especially important during these unique times. And for your safety and convenience, we offer a drive-through at every location. Plus, we have prescription delivery and contactless pickup at all locations. Now's the time to take care of your immunization needs. Stop by any of our convenient locations today.
Just what the doctor ordered. Payless Drugs.
Your business has a story to tell. Let Fast Signs help you tell it using the right mix of visual communication solutions like signs, banners, digital displays, vehicle graphics, mobile marketing, and so much more. Give Fast Signs your business challenge, and they'll come up with a plan to grow your business, reach more customers, and accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Fast Signs, make your statement. Visit Fast Signs at their new location just past Tuscaloosa Ford on the left. Locally owned and operated by Milton and Gina Chancellor.
We're back at Coleman Coliseum, 16-16 to go in the first half. Bama's up 9-11-2 over Arkansas State. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app. Presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink on one side of the Coleman Coliseum court. On the other is Roger Hoover.
Thank you, Tom, and a lot of praise in the Alabama huddle from Ryan Pannone, assistant coach who really runs this defense during the game, about the effort that Alabama's had on the defensive end of the floor. Of course, the Crimson Tide on an 11-0 run, but in the last 3-14, forcing forward turnovers and holding the Red Wolves off the scoreboard for the last 3 minutes, 14 seconds. So, Bryan Passink, it seems like a really good effort from the Crimson Tide, really sticking to the game plan they had just moments before they stepped on the floor, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, it looked like a really good start for Brian Hodgson and Arkansas State. They came out in a 1-3-1 trapping defense, and Alabama a little off balance the first couple of possessions. First possession turnover, second possession turnover, and then all of a sudden 11-0 run. Alabama getting it done on the defensive end, out in transition. Mark Sears knocking down a 3, getting to the basket. Bama right now 4 for 5 from the field, 80%. but the one they missed got it back, and it was a hustle play because it looked like Mark Sears was going to be all by himself after a steal, but it was a great defensive hustle play by Arkansas State. But Aaron Estrada ran the floor, didn't assume Mark was going to make it, got the rebound, kicks it to Grant Nelson for the dunk, who's gotten off to a nice start, hit a three in rhythm in the corner, got a dunk with the assist from Aaron Estrada. So great start here at Coleman Coliseum for Alabama.
Sears and Estrada both, of course, starting their careers elsewhere, but now at the University of Alabama, they came with great resumes to Tuscaloosa. Sears added to his in T-Town last year, but with the three earlier, he now has 1,502 career points, and Aaron Estrada now with 1,597 as he made a three earlier, needs just three more to get to the 1,600 career point mark. And Sears at the line ranks number one in the SEC in scoring right now at 20.7 points per game. A big reason why what he does in field goal percentage at 58.9, that's fourth best in the conference, but he misses the first of two free throws right there.
Well, there hadn't been too many players playing better in the country than Mark Sears, leading the SEC in scoring, top five in almost every offensive statistical category.
Bama, 12-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 16 seconds after the made free throw by Sears. Sam Walters into the game for the Crimson Tide, along with Jaron Stevenson, as the Red Wolves of Arkansas State working on the far wing with Todd. He'll try a deep three. It rolls off, no good. Good box out by Alabama. The rebound cleared by Sears. He'll bring it ahead, works it to Nelson. Left alone, right wing three, off the rim, no good. And the long rebound will come out to Darian Ford of Arkansas State. Ford with it on the near wing, crosses over, goes underneath the basket. Reverse layup, beautiful move, able to get past Stevenson and then use the rim to shield the shot block attempt from the Alabama big man. Now here's Sears, top of the arc with a basketball. Looking low, nothing there. He'll drive that direction himself. Did not get away with a push off, as I was about to say, but Taryn Ford in front of him took the offensive foul, the push with the lead arm, if you will, from Mark, and he'll exit the ball game, Sears will, with his first foul in his first turnover, and in to replace him will be the Crimson Tide's Latrell Reitzel.
One of the reasons Mark Sears has been so much better this year, and he was really good last year, by the way, second team All-SEC, but his improvement in the weight room, he's gotten stronger and used it on that possession as he pushed off. Stepping
into a three and knocking it down, DeAndre Dominguez, the junior from Providence, Rhode Island. 6'9", 208, and the Red Wolves have cut it to 5. 12-7 Bama. Here's Nelson on the drive, had it stripped, but a foul is going to be whistled on Arkansas State. Brian Hodgson thought he had gotten a foul. Ron Groover, the official, in a discussion. And Brian saying, I can talk to you now. When I was assistant, I wasn't allowed, but I can talk to you now.
He wasn't allowed, but he did.
He just couldn't stand up and do it. How about that? But the big fella who was a part of Coach Oates' success at Buffalo before joining him in Tuscaloosa. Now the head coach of his own program at Arkansas State is Grant Nelson at the line. Hits the first for Alabama. 13-7 now, tied on top with 14:57 remaining in the opening half of play here at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Glad you're with us for Alabama basketball on a Monday night. Nelson hitting both freebies, and it's now 14-7.
Good start for Grant. Good start for Grant Nelson. Taking the ball to the basket, getting to the free throw line, knocked down a three. Needs to be a little more consistent on the offensive end, especially from the three-point line, an area that he's really worked at.
Estrada working against the point guard Todd, who will work it to the top of the arc, gets a return pass. Now he swings it into the far corner to Ford, who drives baseline, flips up a tough shot, got it to go over two defenders, and makes it a 14-9 ball game. Reitzel the other way for Alabama in a hurry. Over to Estrada. Aaron trying to work his way free, gives it off to Reitzel. Steps into a three ball, that's no good. Rebound tipped, out of bounds, touched last by Arkansas State. But even though we won't get the board credit, Sam Walters for challenging there, that's what allowed the Crimson Tide to keep that possession.
It's those little effort plays that pay off. It looked like Arkansas State was clearly going to get the rebound, 2 guys in position, but because of the effort of Walters, they end up knocking the ball off each other, and Bama gets it back.
Walters throws it down low to Nelson, spinning around a defender. Pump fake once, had it deflected. Getting it inside, though, is Stevenson. Steps through, lays it up and in for 2.
Great strength by the freshman. Wasn't a good-looking offensive possession, but Stevenson in the right place at the right time and then muscles it up and in.
I want to be clear, he didn't look like a clown on that play. He looked like a clowny. The one that we enjoyed wearing number 15 last year, Noah, who was really good. Onto the right wing, Red Wolves work it to Luwal, who has checked in. Julian Luwal. Top of the arc, Todd driving down the lane, got cut off, had it batted away into the corner and out of bounds. Touch last by Alabama. Arkansas State will keep it with 6 to shoot, 13:42 to play in the half. Walters stays in the game. It's Reitzel who will exit with Rylan Griffin in to replace him. And let's see, Muhammad Wagi will come in and replace Grant Nelson. Red Wolf basketball from the baseline. They get it to the inbounder, Todd, who hit the side of the glass with a 3. The ball caroms around into the hands of a Red Wolf player, and that's a shot clock violation that'll give possession, I believe, to the Crimson Tide, and it does. Again, 13:35 left to play in the opening half, and Alabama the ball in a 16-9 lead.
That is one thing I did not think we would have in this game, was a shot clock violation. Obviously, Alabama, one of the fastest teams in the country. Brian Hodgson aspiring to be that, but Alabama with great defense on that possession.
Estrada on the drive, tough floater, it wouldn't go, and the rebound's tipped out and controlled by Arkansas State. Ford working against the defender. The ball was blocked by Wagi, but it went in anyway. It will be a bucket for Darian Ford, the 6'3 sophomore from Magnolia, Arkansas. Originally was a Razorback, but transferred to Jonesboro to play for Arkansas State, and he makes it a 16-11 ball game. Ford has 6 of their 11 points. On the drive, putting it up with the left hand and missing was Stevenson, rebounded by Wagi. He picks up a loose ball. Now he'll spin, kicks it out. Cosby, 3, bottom. Davin Cosby Jr., boy, that had to feel awfully good to him as Bama is able to take the charge on the inbounds play. Great job, Aaron Estrada getting in the way and forcing an Arkansas State turnover.
And I think maybe a technical foul on Arkansas State with a push-off, and that's exactly what happened. Alabama frustrating the Red Wolves here with their full-court defense, and the hustle play by Muhammad Wagi gets it out to Cosby, who was sitting over there, doesn't need time to warm up, just lets it fly and knocks down a 3, and Alabama extends the lead.
So not the charge, but a push-off instead. My apologies. Estrada, the first of 2 by the lefty. It hits the back iron, no good. Alabama 3 of 5 from the stripe. Arkansas State has not attempted one as of yet. Transfer from Hofstra. Gets the friendly roll on the second. It makes it a 22-11 contest with 12:54 left to play first half.
Aaron Estrada has been as good as advertised, the 2-time Colonial Athletic Association Player of the Year from Hofstra, one of the most coveted players in the transfer portal. Comes to Alabama, he's top 5 in the SEC and scoring 17 a game so far.
Inbounds from the baseline, coming from Estrada, gets it into Cosby in the corner. Hit one, almost got another one. That one was halfway down and rattled out from the left side, and the rebound is controlled by Darian Ford of Arkansas State. Has it front court, gives it off to Todd, back to Ford. Wants to dump it in the low post, and does to Nelson, and they'll have a foul on Estrada. Size mismatch for Isaiah Nelson at 6'10", 210, working against Alabama's Aaron Estrada, listed at 6'3". That'll be his first third-team foul on Bama. 6 have been whistled on the visitors from Jonesboro.
Right now, Arkansas State, 4 out of their last 5. Nate Oates wants his team to become a better defensive team, and right now the Red Wolves playing well on the offensive end.
Todd with the basketball with a shot clock down to 10. Works to the elbow, then kicks it in the corner. The open 3 is missed. and the rebound is controlled by Estrada, who brings it himself the other way. Estrada, a little shake and bake move, gets to the right wing, puts up a 15-footer. It's no good, and the rebound is controlled on the weak side by Avery Felts, who checked in a few moments ago for the Red Wolves. Now in the corner, Ford, 3 missed. Rebound tipped out, controlled by Alabama. Into the front court with it is Cosby. Cosby handing it off to Estrada. Stops at the elbow, shoots it, and misses it from 10 feet. And the rebound is controlled by Arkansas State. Nate Oates is not happy. 2 mid-range shots, 2 misses as well.
I don't mind those shots. And listen, Nate's in charge. If he doesn't like it, I get it. But those are shots that Aaron Estrada typically makes and look to be fairly open.
Felts with it on the far wing for the Red Wolves. Kicks it into the corner. 3 ball is up from there and good by Taryn Todd, the junior from Vaughan, Ontario. Played at Northwest Florida State College. That's where we played down in the Destin area just a week or so ago. But Alabama up 20-14 with the ball with 11:22 to go in the half. Do a media timeout on the next whistle. And a steal by Arkansas State brings it the other way for Ford. He brings it to the right wing, didn't have numbers, and kicks it back out to Todd. Todd on the drive, stopping at the elbow. Gets a return pass, steps back, shoots a 3, misses. Rebounded weak side by Davin Cosby, who's got 2 points and at least 2 rebounds. Now here's Rylan Griffin left side. Thought about a 3, gives it to Wagee. Gets it back, drives, dishes, Wagee to the rim. Left-handed layup is good.
Great high pick and roll, then the give and go. Rylan Griffin with a beautiful bounce pass. Not easy for most big men at 6'10" to handle, but Wagee able to catch it and finish at the rim with the left hand.
Todd with the basketball, working top of the arc, takes it right of the circle, working off the screen, gives it off to Ford, now back to Todd near side. 10 to shoot as Todd, the lefty, drives, puts up the teardrop, missed it, rebounded again by Alabama's Davin Cosby. Now ahead to Griffin, back to Cosby, shoots a 3, that one's short, and the rebound's tipped by Stevenson into the hands of Estrada. Aaron Estrada working on the right wing, gives it off to Griffin, thought about a 3, got cut off on the drive, backs it out, drives in again, tough runner, blocked, and goaltending was not called. I thought we had a whistle, but we did not. 5-on-4 now for Arkansas State, but they didn't acknowledge it. Into the right wing, they'll feed it off. A deep 3 is missed. Grabbing another board, the 4th for Davin Cosby, and he'll bring it ahead now. Still 22-14 in the corner. Griffin, 3, bottom. Another bank first 3 for Alabama. That is already the 5th for Alabama on 9 tries, and the Tide leads at 25-14.
Nice minutes from Davin Cosby. Gets another rebound, pushes it in transition. Rylan Griffin all by himself in the corner, knocks it down.
They'll work it to the top of the arc. The 3 is up and no good. Cosby's not sharing. He grabs another rebound for the Crimson Tide. It's already 5 for him as Griffin misses a 3 on the Bama end. Unfortunately, there are a lot of rebounding opportunities on both ends, and a timeout's going to be called by Bryan Hodgson. That's a relief to everybody. They're sucking wind as we were almost 3 full minutes under when we're due for a media timeout. Finally a dead ball with 9:09 to play in the opening half. 25-14 is our score. Good guys on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
A caring man took a walk. He saw people suffering. Anxiety ran high. Hatred rose. I'll prepare a feast and bring them together, he thought. But some refused to join him. He was heartbroken because he wanted everyone to be filled. Not with food and wine, but with compassion.
Jesus welcomed all to the table. Visit hegetsus.com to learn more.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking. Like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Alabama. Greatness starts here. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
We're back at Coleman. Bama's up 11, 25-14 over Arkansas State. 9:09 to go in the first half. On your next trip to T-Town, stay at the Residence Inn, located on the banks of the Black Warrior River. The All Suite Hotel is just a short drive from campus, downtown, and ideal for any traveler. Whether staying overnight or an extended stay, Residence Inn is not just a room, it's a residence. Proud to be the preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. The preferred sideline reporter is Roger Hoover.
Thank you so much, Tom Stipe. And the conversation once again is about defense. Ryan Pannone, even though Arkansas State had a hot stretch there for a moment, still liked what he saw as Alabama was able to close out that last stretch, holding the Red Wolves 0 for their last 4 shots. So really good work there by the defensive pressure. Wants to continue to make sure Alabama is strong on the glass. So something else he talked about, really trying to limit offensive rebounds. So far, Bryan, Arkansas State's only had 2. So again, overall defensively, this is more what Alabama wants to see.
Yeah, Alabama right now out-rebounding the Red Wolves 12-9, and Davin Cosby's come in, knocked down a 3, 5 rebounds to lead the way for Bama, and also Grant Nelson knocking down shots, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. He's got 7 points to lead the way on the offensive end for the Crimson Tide, and Nelson has been so good from the free throw line right now, leading the SEC at 94%.
Alabama coming out with a new man on the floor in Mohamed Diabate, joining Nelson, Sears, Reitzel, and Walters as the 5 out there for Nate Oates. Ford with it on the right wing for the Red Wolves. Ball stripped away by Reitzel. A battle for it now and picked up by Nelson. Flips it ahead on the right wing to Sears. Back to Nelson, all alone, dead on, 3, bottom.
Didn't hesitate. The one he missed, he did hesitate on. That one gets it back from Mark Sears. Made a great decision. Got the rebound, kicks it to Mark Sears. Nobody guards Nelson at the 3-point line. Sears gives it back to him, and Bama knocks down another one.
Tide 6 of 11 for bank first, 3-point range. Red Wolves the other way with Ford trying to drive. Stops at the block, plucked out of bounds by Diabate, and possession will stay with Arkansas State.
Nate Oates going a little deeper in his bench than we've seen in recent games. Davin Cosby playing well off the bench, hasn't gotten a ton of minutes lately. And Mohamed Diabate making the play right there. And also Chris Parker dressed out. He may or may not redshirt, but he is in uniform tonight.
That is good to see as the Red Wolves work it at the top of the arc. A dead-on 3 from Butler, missed off the bounce. Now Walters the other way for the Crimson Tide. Sam crossing over, trying to go baseline. Gets cut off, works it out to Sears. Mark surveying the floor, drives into the lane, spins with the left hand. Tough shot, got it to go. Had a smaller defender in Butler on him, but was able to shoot it over him, get it to drop, and then a ball knocked out of bounds defensively by Latrell Reitzel. Will keep it with Arkansas State as we come to another media timeout. 7:53 to go first half. We're at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, where Alabama leads Arkansas State 30-14 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Tonight's radio affiliate of the game, 100.1 Dixie Country, WDXX in Selma. Go to the Crimson Tide Sports Network's Facebook page, follow us, and tell us where you're listening for a chance to win 2 free combo meals from Jack's. Thank you for tuning in to the Crimson Tide Sports Network for Alabama basketball. And over on the Bama bench, you find Roger Hoover.
Yeah, more praise for this Crimson Tide team, specifically Austin Quanch, really giving a lot of praise to the Crimson Tide players as they made their way back to the huddle after a good stretch stretch on the floor, even though it was a very quick stretch with how lengthy that second segment of the game was. But again, good solid stretch for the Crimson Tide, off to a 10-0 run, and also a lot of individual praise by not only players but the coaching staff as well for Mohamed Diabate, because Bryan, he's starting to have an impact, and that's good to see for the depth of this Alabama team.
Well, you know, you focus in, or we all focus in on numbers and scoring, and the scoring has been so good for Alabama this year, but we know what the point of emphasis of this Alabama coaching staff is, and that's the defensive end. So guys that are coming in, getting opportunities, it's not about necessarily about making shots or playing well on the offensive end. It is, can you make winning plays on the defensive end? And we've seen that from some guys off the bench. Mohamed Diabate making a difference on the defensive end. Davin Cosby did hit the three, but did a nice job on the defensive end, rebounded the ball when he got in there. So some other guys getting opportunities in this game that haven't in the last few games, and especially with Nick Pringle out, who was suspended for this game. Hopefully he'll be back very soon. I'd be surprised if he wasn't back fairly soon. But other guys are getting opportunities and playing well here tonight.
Crimson Tide with Sears, Reitzel, Diabate, Walters, and Nelson. The five on the floor. Arkansas State hurries to the front court. Butler launches three and knocks it down from the right wing. 7:44 to go in the half, and Bama's leads down to 13. Sears with it for the Crimson Tide. To Reitzel, right of the circle. Into the low post to Diabate. Diabate backing his way in. Goes up with a left hand. Had it blocked and taken away. And nearly knocked away by Bama, but controlled instead by the Red Wolves. That block was by Lato Leku. There you go, Bryan Passink.
Number 8.
Number 8. Nice job, Snake. Taryn Todd with the basketball, crossing over, driving, dishing into the corner. Nelson got a hand on it and then took it away. Gives it off to Sears. Mark front court, stopping top of the arc, cross it over, driving the lane, whips a pass onto the right wing. Reitzel all alone, three, bottom.
Great job by Mark Sears. Got in the lane, able to get by a couple of defenders, kicks it out to Latrell Reitzel, who was a really good three-point shooter at Cal State Fullerton last year, close to 40%. That one too easy, gets his feet set, knocks it down.
Todd with the basketball now for the Red Wolves. Nelson guarding him out high, a little bit too closely there, committed the foul. A lot of times we'll see guys exaggerate a little pressure or contact on them. Todd's not exaggerating. He's a guard, and he had 6'11" Nelson on him. He felt that one. Definitely impeded his progress. Here comes Todd on the right wing. Now to the top of the circle they go to Dominguez. He'll drive in. Had it blocked by Nelson. Into the hands of Walters. Sam gives it up to Sears. Mark on the drive down the lane. Gets underneath. Lays it up with the right hand and got it to go.
That's just an extra gear. I'm not sure he had last year. Was able to jet past a couple of Red Wolves defenders who were in really good position. And next thing you know, Sears all by himself at the basket.
Hicks a nice pass inside. The feed to Ledoux, who then lost it because of a Bama deflection. It goes out of bounds, touched last by the Crimson Tide.
Mark Sears, who's leading the SEC in scoring right now at 21 points a game. He's gotten stronger, and he's gotten more explosive this year after averaging 14 a game last season.
Sears with 8, second only to Nelson with 10 as the Red Wolves work the basketball into the lane, and a foul's going to be whistled on the shot attempt from Freddie Hicks. It was knocked away, but a foul called on Alabama's Sam Walters. That'll be his first personal. It's team foul number 5 on the Tide. Arkansas State's been whistled for 6. 35-17, Alabama leading here with 6:04 to go in the opening half. First free throw up and good for Hicks. His first point of the night in 7 minutes of work. He's had 2 fouls whistled, including a technical. Misses the second free throw, and Walters up high and strong to clear that one for Alabama. They were trying to poke it away, but he held on to it. As Sears will now bring it ahead, being defended by Butler. Sears working off of a screen from Reitzel, slips it, goes right, now goes underneath. Tough shot, couldn't finish it off, almost did, and the rebound claimed by Leku.
Able to split a couple of defenders, and would have been a tough shot, but one he normally makes.
Top of the arc, Todd trying to shake free from Sears. Can't get away from him. Tide playing off the screen. Goes left, goes right. Steps into a 3-ball, no good. Rebound tipped. Control by Arkansas State briefly, but then stepping on the baseline as he grabbed it was Freddie Hicks. Possession will go back to the Crimson Tide again. 5:25 remaining here in the first half of play. It's a 35-18 Alabama advantage, and a big reason why. They've got the edge on the glass, but only by 2, 15-13. Sears to Nelson, working. Takes a dribble to his right, goes between the legs with a bounce, gives it off. Diamante, 3, hits the front rim, plays Flipco, and Bob Barker says, you're moving on. It hit the rim 7 or 8 times, top of the glass, 3, dropped down, hit the rim 2 more times, and settled through the net. It counts as a bank first 3-pointer, and Bama leads by 20.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that. That had no chance of going in.
Oh, you just had to wish it in. Todd with the basketball between the circles, trying to go right, can't. Trying to go left, can't. Gives it off into the corner. Drive underneath the basket, reverse layup attempt by Butler was blocked, but he got fouled en route to the hoop as well. That's on Alabama, and that's going to be on Grant Nelson, number 2 on number 2, with 4:38 to go in the half, and Bama up 20.
Going back to that 3 from Mo Diabate. How did, I mean,
soft touch.
It hit the rim multiple times. It hit the top of the backboard. It was up by the shot clock. Brian Hodgson talking to the official, was that out of bounds? It ends up going rim, at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. Hits almost the top of the backboard, comes back, rim multiple times, and then falls through.
It wasn't a bank first 3, but it was a bank ultimately 3, as Tom Stipe reminds me just a moment ago, as the first free throw was good by Butler. The second one is up, and that one's no good, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds, touched last by the Crimson Tide. Wagee being, I had my Muhammad's mixed up there. It was Muhammad Wagee who went up for it, couldn't control the basketball, and that's because he was being challenged on the play by Isaiah Nelson. So the Red Wolves will inbound it from the baseline. They get it onto the wing to Dominguez. Back into the left corner they go to Todd. Skip pass into the corner. Trying to spin away from traffic was Hicks. Outside to Butler. His 3 is too strong. Rebound tipped, and a foul's going to be whistled on DeAndre Dominguez of Arkansas State. Bama ball with 4:24 to go in the half, and shots upcoming as 1 plus the bonus is what we'll have now. 3 fouls whistled on Arkansas State's DeAndre Dominguez.
Great effort by the Alabama big man, Jaron Stevenson, Mohamed Wagee, fighting for that defensive rebound, and Alabama doing a good job on the boards, out rebounding Arkansas State by a couple, not allowing a second chance opportunity on the long miss.
Free throw by Jaron Stevenson is good. He'll have another one upcoming. Stevenson out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Seaforth High School, the 6'11", 210-pound freshman. 3 points on the night, trying to get it to 4, and he does just that. Freshman able to knock them both down, and Bama leads it by 21. 40-19 with 4:21 in ticking time left here in the first half of play from Coleman Coliseum. Left of the circle with a dribble is Zane Butler. Now working it to the top of the arc. Gives it off to Ford, who takes his place there. Ford back to Butler on the near wing. Nearly lost it. Got it back with 8 to shoot. Butler at 7. Butler at 6. Drive past the first wave of defenders. Ball's picked up by a teammate as he misses, and then it's knocked out of bounds on the rebound by the Red Wolves. Bama ball when we come back. 3:55 to go in the half. Crimson Tide rolling 40-19 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
During the pandemic, we put a lot on hold. One of the things missed may have been keeping up with our regularly scheduled vaccinations. Hi, I'm Dallas Turner.
And I'm Rodell Williams. We're here to remind everyone across the state to protect the entire Bama community by staying up to date with all recommended vaccinations.
Flu season is coming, and COVID-19 continues to affect our community. So don't wait. Vaccinate.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more about how you can stay safe and up to date on vaccinations for you and your children.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
Bit of a rude welcome for Bama's ex-assistant coach Bryan Hodson. Bama up 21, 3:55 mark in the first half, 40-19 over Arkansas State. Stay with us at the half for the Toy of the Halftime Report with first half stats, scores from around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control, and the Centricon system, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. To Roger Hoover.
Thank you, Tom, and look forward to talking with Coach Oates at halftime. And just heard from Ryan Pannone talking again about it. He's pleased with Alabama's defense and, again, the physicality that Alabama's been playing with really all throughout this first half. And his message was just finish the half strong and not allow any cheap points to Arkansas State. Again, limiting offensive rebounds is going to be a huge priority for this Crimson Tide basketball team, Bryan, here in the next 3 minutes, 55 seconds.
Well, this Arkansas State team is going to shoot a lot of threes, and they've been up and down from the three-point line so far this season. But one thing they've done with consistency is rebound the ball on the offensive end, and Alabama's done a nice job of limiting those. And defensively, Nate Oates has got to like what he's seen, especially late here in the first half. Arkansas State just won for their last 11. The focus in practice over the last week is getting better on the defensive end, and right now the Red Wolves shooting 30% here in the first half. Bama getting it done on that end of the floor.
Bama breaks the huddle around Nate Oates with Mark Sears, Aaron Estrada, Jaron Stevenson, Rylan Griffin, and Muhammad Wagi. Here comes Sears bringing it up for the Crimson Tide. Arkansas State's going to go back to that half-court trap they used fairly successfully early. Oh, but they almost zoned too much as Bama tried the backdoor lob, missed the dunk, and then the rebound resulted in a foul call, I believe, on the Crimson Tide. Boy, Bama threw a beautiful lob out of the timeout. Stevenson went up high, almost got it to go. Instead, it popped out, and the Tide commits a rebounding foul.
Was Nate Oates ready for the 1-3-1 coming out of the timeout right there? I think so. Had the exact perfect play drawn up, had an alley-oop dunk, just not able to connect, but well designed. And looked like it was going to go down. Jaron Stevenson not able to connect.
There'll be a text message, I'm sure, from one to the other at some point in the next week referencing that. And the first free throw on the 1 plus the bonus is up and good for Isaiah Nelson, as the Tides, Muhammad Wagi was indeed whistled for his first foul. Second free throw up and good as well. And with 3:42 to go here in the opening half, it's now 40-21. Bama up by 19 with the basketball. Here comes the 1-3-1 zone again. Sears whips a pass over to Estrada. Three ball, misses. Rebound tip by Wagi, but right into the hands of Tide for Arkansas State. Tide will get it front court, works it over to the left side. A deep three is up, in and out, no good by Butler, and Bama clears the miss. Griffin bringing it ahead. Griffin over to Sears, steps into a three. That one's off the mark. Rebound tip, fought for, scramble on the deck, and picking it up will again be the Red Wolves. In transition, they'll go to Hicks. Had it stripped and stolen away by Sears. Mark in the front court, looks left wing. Estrada, catch and shoot three, bottom.
Keep shooting open shots with your best shooters. Good things are going to happen. Great job defensively by Mark Sears. Kicks it to his teammate Aaron Estrada, who just missed an open three, but not this time as he knocks it down.
Estrada over the 1,600-point mark for his career now, as he's got 7 of the game, and Bama leads at 42-21. Butler throwing it right side, backing his way down is Hicks. Hicks spinning into a double team. Ball batted away and stolen by Wagi. Wisely gives it up to Estrada. Aaron will give it off right side to Sears. Blows past the defender, lays it up. That's basket interference as he laid it up off the glass. Then it was blocked. Automatically called goaltending, and possession will belong to Arkansas State with 2:25 to go in the half. And Bama, its biggest lead now close to its biggest at 23.
And there's that extra gear from Mark Sears. He can knock down threes, but he can also explode past you, as he was able to leave a couple of Arkansas State defenders and gets the goaltending call at the rim. 23
is the largest margin now in this one, as Butler has it, top of the arc. Butler playing off of a screen, giving it back near side. Todd, catch and shoot, lefty three is good. And the Red Wolves, with 2:05 to go in the half, have cut it to 20. Sears whips a pass that's deflected and stolen. He was trying to get to Wagee. Instead, it was Butler taking it away. They'll work it inside in traffic. A shot up, good, and an and one opportunity upcoming for Isaiah Nelson of Arkansas State. After the Butler steal, Nelson getting the layup to go and fouled on the play. 18 fouls now on Alabama as Jaron Stevenson gets his first personal.
Turnover leading to a three-point play opportunity for Arkansas. Alabama's been really good this year in a lot of offensive categories, and one is taking care of the ball. An uncharacteristic turnover leads to the three-point play opportunity.
Free throw missed by the Red Wolves. Bama gets it. Estrada, left side three, a little short. Rebound tip, fought for, and Butler's on the deck, but he's wrapped up, and I believe a jump ball is going to be called. It will be, and the arrow does favor Arkansas State with 1:38 to go in the half.
Alabama cooling off from three now at only 50%. 8 for 16 from the three-point line, getting great looks. That one in transition. Aaron Estrada just knocked one down, a little strong with it. Love the effort getting on the floor for the loose ball, but Red Wolves get it back.
Walters in, Wagee out for Alabama as we've got 1:30 to go in the half. Arkansas State's got the ball, and Bama has a 44-26 lead. Red Wolves go to Ford, top of the arc, driving left side. Cut off, has to throw the pass back out beyond three-point range to Butler as the shot clock's under 10. Butler working right wing, goes down the lane, tough shot in traffic, blocked, and Bama comes the other way. A tandem block, and then the Tide runs the other direction with Estrada. Stopping on the wing, skip pass, Reitzel, right wing, three, no good. Rebounded weak side Estrada, and Bama gets a reset to 20. Estrada spinning, stopping, looking, shooting, missing a tough one from 8 feet, and now here come the Red Wolves. Into the front court, they'll throw it, and then losing it out of bounds off his leg was Isaiah Nelson. So Bama will get it back with 30 on the shot clock, 50 on the game clock, and a 44-26 advantage over Arkansas State.
Aaron Estrada's got 6 points, 3 rebounds. He's 2 for 8 from the field. He's had several right around the basket, some mid-range jumpers that have been open, and he's been not able to connect on. Playing well, just missing some shots he normally makes.
Here comes Bama with Estrada, taking it to the timeline right side. A bounce pass now to Walters, top of the arc. Left to the key, Stevenson, three, bottom. Jaron Stevenson making what is now the ninth, bank first three of the first half on 18 attempts for Nate Oates' Crimson Tide, and Bama leads it by a 47-26 advantage. Butler with the basketball near the center court stripe, about a 5-second differential. Shot clock and game clock. The shot clock now below 10. Ford with it out high, Todd out high. Todd on the drive into the lane. Tough shot, left hand off the glass, got it to go. 7 seconds. Bama front court at 6, at 5, at 4. Little leaner is no good, but a foul's going to be whistled. That was a nice drive by Ryland Griffin. Got within 10 feet before he put it up, but got bumped in the active shooting, and he'll go to the line with 2 free throws upcoming.
I think the defender thought he was going to take it all the way to the basket, and great recognition by Ryland Griffin. Kind of pulled up, didn't jump backwards, but jumped straight up and down right into the defender who was trailing him, and he'll go to the line for 2.
First free throw from Griffin. Up and good. 48-28 Alabama. As we'll see Wagee check in and Estrada will check out. Putting a bigger defender on the floor now is Nate Oates. Got some size out there with Stevenson and Walters joining Wagee. Griffin pretty tall as well, 6'4", 6'5" at guard. His second free throw is up and good. And Bama leads it by 21 with 2 seconds to go in the half. Pressure in the backcourt by Alabama. Inbounds goes to Todd. Lets fly from beyond midcourt and almost got it to bank in, but missed it as the half closes. And a good one for Alabama. 49-28 score. Roger Hoover catching up with Nate Oates.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, energy was good. We got to do a better job taking care of it. I thought a few too many turnovers. We got to do a better job on the defensive glass. You know, they're going to go to the old boards hard. But all in all, I thought our defensive effort was pretty good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. The unbeatable combination for termite protection brings us Coach Nate Oates at the half. Bama leads at 49-28 over Arkansas State at intermission right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day. The dishes in the sink, the trash that needs taking out, the pesky check engine light. Isn't it time to make a change and escape to a whole new world of possibilities? Where there's dinner without dishes, nights filled with adventure, and every day you feel like a winner. A little change can go a long way when you escape every day at Wing Creek Casino and on the Casinoverse app.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Yakinick sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows. That's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried-and-true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, skaters, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried-and-true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Take a taste. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. And by Guffley's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and now a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Now, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Halftime at Coleman Coliseum in men's basketball. It is Alabama 49 and Arkansas State 28. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Again, the Crimson Tide in front of the Red Wolves 49-28 at the end of the first half. Alabama individually led by two players with 10 points, Grant Nelson as well as Mark Sears. games. Other scorers for the Crimson Tide include Jaron Stevenson with 7 points, 6 points by Aaron Estrada, 5 points by Rylan Griffin, 3 points each by Davin Cosby and Mohamed Diabati. Also 2 points by Mohamed Wagi. He also has 2 rebounds. Meanwhile, Arkansas State led by 10 points to this point by Terran Todd. He is 4 of 10 shooting from the floor, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. And again, the halftime advantage with Alabama, 49-28 at the break against Arkansas State. We'll continue with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with your Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power is proud to support the Crimson Tide. Halftime score again here at Coleman. Bama leads Arkansas State 49-28. Just one other conference game tonight. Arkansas is hosting the Furman Paladins at Bud Walton Arena. That one also at the half. Hogs leading 40-35. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
One of the things Miss may have been keeping up with our regularly scheduled vaccinations. Hi, I'm Dallas Turner.
And I'm Rodell Williams. We're here to remind everyone across the state to protect the entire Bama community by staying up to date with all recommended vaccinations.
Flu season is coming, and COVID-19 continues to affect our community. So don't wait. Vaccinate.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more about how you can stay safe and up to date on vaccinations for you and your children.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Red Diamond knows that prepping for the perfect holiday meal isn't always easy. From making sure there's an option for your cousin Steve from Chicago.
I require a plant-based diet.
To making sure your father-in-law's favorite is on the table.
Boiled Brussels sprouts? Gross.
The holidays can be hard. Thankfully, you've got fresh brewed Red Diamond iced tea. It's the perfect sip of pure perfection that always brings people together. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Mark in the front court, looks left wing, Estrada, catch and shoot three.
Keep shooting open shots with your best shooters. Good things are going to happen. Bama's up on Arkansas State at the half, 49-28, and the sounds of the game were presented by Beatbox, the original party punch with 9 delicious flavors, non-carbonated and resealable. Be the MVP of your next game day tailgate with Beatbox. The official stats at the half are delivered by Assurance Financial. Less time than halftime, you can apply for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Shooting percentage, Bama 46% overall, 50% from Bank First, 3-land, 8 of 10 from the foul line for Arkansas State, 36% overall, 27 outside the yard, 4 of 7 from the stripe. Team rebounding, Bama leads at 21-19. Turnovers, Bama 6, State with 12. Again at the half, Bama leads Arkansas State 49-28. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. We're back at Coleman, and Bama's up big, 49-28 over Arkansas State, and that does it for the Toyota halftime report. The second half is coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Barkley makes it easy.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. The second half is just moments away. Roll Tide.
What to look for in the second half is presented by Marathon. Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled and on the court because we're driven together. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are courtside. Roger Hoover's on the other side of the court, keeping us abreast of everything at the Bama bench. BP, Bama's up big. What do we got to do to double this and just go home?
Well, the focus is going to be the defensive end. That's been the focus for the last few weeks in practice, and I think we've seen some things pay off here in the first half. But the competition level is about to get a lot tougher with Purdue, the #1 team in the country from a week ago, and then Creighton, who's a top 5 team in the net, and then now the current #1 team in the country in Arizona, back to back after this. So this is about getting better. Now, this game isn't over with the way both teams want to play. Arkansas State wants to get up and down. They have the three-point capabilities to score at a high rate. Alabama wants to focus in on defense, defensive rebounding, and hopefully can play well here in the second half.
Defense continues to be the focus of the Bama coaching staff, and you're right. It's going to get a lot harder. Do you think that seeing other players is Coach Nato's kind of looking to see who wants to guard somebody?
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, that's the case every day in practice, and it'll be the case here the last 20 minutes of this game. And guys are going to get an opportunity. Listen, I hope the lead is extended. It's important to play well the first few minutes of the first half to hopefully put doubt in the minds of the Arkansas State Red Wolves. But I don't expect Brian Hodgson's team to go away. But if Alabama continues to play the way they did on the defensive end, knock down threes at a high rate, 9 made threes in the first half, hopefully Alabama will roll to an easy victory.
Crimson Tide with the basketball first to begin half number 2. Estrada will work it on the wing, gets inside the arc, gets into the paint, then kicks it out to Sears right side. Gets inside the arc, nice feed, Waukee, up with the left hand, too strong, rebound fought for, taken away by Arkansas State. Here come the Red Wolves with Bama leading by 21. Dominguez on the left wing, looking into the low post. Will feed it off there to Hicks, trying to back his way down, shoots it off the glass, missed it. Rebound fought for and touched last by the Red Wolves. So Bama will get it back with 19:31 to go here in the second half, with a 49-28 lead for Alabama. Dominguez exits, and in to replace him will once again be Butler. Bama basketball. Sears playing off the screen from Waukee. Drives inside the paint, backs it out, gives it off to Griffin beyond the arc. He'll drive and dish. Nice feed, Waukee for the finish.
Couple of nice passes inside to start the half. First, it was Mark Sears to Muhammad Waukee, wasn't able to finish this time. Beautiful pass from Rylan Griffin, who drives the lane, draws the defense, and the easy dunk for Waukee.
Hicks front court now for Arkansas State. Gives it back to Todd between the circles. Todd driving to his left, stops. Has it between the rings again, gives it off onto the right side to Ford. Ford trying to shake free, gets into the lane, spins with the right hand. Shot blocked, but into the hands of Dominguez, who throws it home. Check that, Isaiah Nelson, 3-5, not 4-5. Got that one to go, 4-5's on the bench. Nelson with a bucket, and now it will be Griffin on the drive for Alabama. Throws it back out high to Sears. Sears on the drive down the lane, plays through contact, throws a pass that's battled for. Waukee somehow keeps possession, lays it up, no good, but got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. That was not exactly a thing of beauty, but he kept it alive long enough, didn't he?
I was about to compliment him on how pretty it was.
Okay.
Dribbled between his legs, looked like it was going to be a turnover. It wasn't by design, but it was a loose ball that he probably should have picked up, but showed me a little ball handling skills as he went between the legs, crossed over, and able to get to the rim and get to the line.
I lost sight. Did he dribble or did he slap at it and it went there?
Man,
it was on radio. It was Harlem Globetrotters.
It was. I'm telling you.
I believe
you got to go back and watch that, Chris. It was impressive.
I believe it. First free throw good by Muhammad Waukee. Alabama transfer from West Virginia, 6'10", 225, a junior. His free throw is up and good. So Wagee gets them both. And it's a 23-point lead, 53-30 with 18 and ticking. Time left in the second half. Here comes Arkansas State onto the left wing. They get it to Ford. Or Hicks, excuse me. Hicks handing it off to Ford on the right wing. Ford back to Hicks again, trying to back his way down on Estrada. Spins into a double team, gives it off. Ball lost high into the air. Picking it back up, spinning and shooting and scoring on the play was Isaiah Nelson.
It's good effort by Muhammad Wagee. Just mistimed his jump and went right to Arkansas State for the easy layup.
Inside Sears misses, rebounded Wagee off the glass, no good, but he was fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Muhammad Wagee with some good minutes here early in half number 2.
Active on both ends of the floor, even though he didn't get the rebound on the defensive end. The effort was there, and once again, great effort, gets on the offensive glass, goes up, and goes back to the line.
Wagee to shoot a pair. Muhammad already with 6 points in the game, 3 rebounds and an assist. And he's now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Also nice to see from an Alabama big man. Getting to the line and then executing once he does.
You know, there was so much excitement about some of the transfers. Aaron Estrada, Grant Nelson, even Latrell Wrightsell, and Muhammad Wagee didn't have the numbers at West Virginia, so not as much buzz about him coming to Tuscaloosa, but he was injured last year, and I think the reason why his numbers were modest is because of the injury, had off-season surgery, and I think he's just going to get better and better on both ends of the floor. We've already seen that the last couple of weeks.
Hit both free throws, exits the game. Jaron Stevenson in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. On the drive, Todd kicks it to Butler. One more pass in the corner, giving it off to Hicks. He'll drive in the lane, tough runner, and fouled by Stevenson, who signaled as though he had his hands straight up, but a little bit of a push with the body perhaps. That'll be his second personal, and it's team foul number 1 this half on Alabama. So with 17:26 to go in half number 2, Bama's 55-32 advantage in jeopardy as Hicks will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Jaron Stevenson has had a really nice start to the season. High profile, 5-star recruit out of North Carolina. Struggled in the last game against Clemson. Their physicality really bothered the freshman, but I think he'll learn a lot from it and get better from it.
1 of 2 at the free throw line for Hicks. Rebound cleared by Stevenson. Now it'll be Nelson with it. Left alone, left wing, 3, short. Rebound claimed by Hicks, and he'll bring it ahead now to Feltz, who's checked in for Arkansas State. Onto the left wing to Ford. Ford dumps into the low post to Hicks. Throws a pass into the far corner. Feltz open, 3, short. Rebounded though by Hicks. Throws up a wild shot, no good. He wanted a foul. There was no whistle, and the Tide will come the other way. Rylan Griffin looking in the corner to Nelson. Grant on the drive to the rim, and a reverse layup and throw down. How about that reverse slam from Grant Nelson, and Bama with 16:42 to go leads it 57-33.
He was just gliding through the air, left from the opposite side block, floats through the lane and finishes on the other side. What a play.
Baseline jumper on the other end. Good by Todd as the play still buzzes over the Nelson dunk. Now Estrada on the drive. He gets to the rim, flips it up with the offhand, got it to go. Bama getting to the rim on back-to-back trips to push the lead to 24. Now here's Butler in the lane, throws a bounce pass out onto the right wing. Ford to Todd. His 3 off the bounce is short. Hits the rim, bounces over the glass, and the Tide will have it with 16:07 to go. Nelson will exit, and Sam Walters comes in to replace him.
Grant Nelson didn't want to come out of the game. He just threw one down, a highlight reel dunk. We haven't seen one of those in a few games, but looked like he was going to maybe shoot the 3 in the corner. Hesitation, looked at the rim, froze the defense, and the athleticism of Grant Nelson with the reverse dunk.
Here's Sears driving the other way. Yep, Nelson's deserved a no mercy, but I wasn't ready for it. Double team to Stevenson on the low block. Steps through it, shoots it off the glass and in for 2. and he will go to the line for an and one when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 15:47 remaining. We're in half number 2 in Tuscaloosa, and the Tide's rolling 61-35 over Arkansas State here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 66 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Alabama 61, Arkansas State 35. 15:47 to go in the ball game. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? That's a bold question, but it's got that irresistible taste to back it up. Too bad you can't taste with your ears, because Roger Hoover can. But Coke Zero Sugar really is amazing taste for yourself. And Roger, that's what happens when you start thinking about tossing it to you in the middle of the room.
You got bailed out by the crowd there, Tom.
I did.
Somebody wins the Full Moon Barbecue Shoot for the Moon. That's certainly good to see. Nate Oates really pleased with that last stretch for the Crimson Tide. And Chris made a funny point earlier talking about Bryan Hodgson texting something to Nate Oates. The needling that's gone on by Bryan Hodgson, not only towards Nate Oates, but also Adam Bowman, several other members of the staff, has been priceless to listen to. So, Brian and Chris, as much as I love you guys, I have really not been listening to much of your broadcast. I've been listening to Bryan Hodgson. It's been a blast.
You get to join Tom Stipe for most of it that way. Yes, well said. Couldn't agree more.
Well, listen, when we're sitting over on the scorer's table, which happens sometimes, it doesn't happen at Coleman Coliseum, but you get to hear the coaches, and this is one I was disappointed because Nate Oates he's funny in his own right, but Bryan Hodgson,
it's next level.
He can be very entertaining, we'll say. And
right call on Terran Tide, but he had really nowhere to go. Sears was kind of backing into him out on the perimeter.
Alabama shot the three ball really well in this game, 9 for 20, 45%.
Walters catch and shoot three, bottom. Sam on the inbounds, a nice catch on the feed from Reitzel, I believe, and Alabama pushes the lead now to 30.
And I was going to say, Bama has had a couple, but the passes have not been on target, getting guys off balance. That one was on target, and Walters knocks it down.
Dominguez misses the three on the other end for Arkansas State. Here's Bama. Front court, Estrada on the near wing. Gets into the lane, spins right, kicks it back out. Estrada on the near wing. Gets into the lane, spins right, kicks it back out into the corner. Stevenson, his three is short. Rebound tip, fought for and controlled by Arkansas State. It's Feltz who will bring it up. Feltz giving it back now to Todd, who will walk it front court. And use the word walk in relation to these two teams on the offensive attack much tonight. Top of the arc, Feltz steps into a three, too strong. Rebound tip twice, scramble for it, lost out of bounds, touch last by Freddie Hicks of Arkansas State. Alabama will make a change and get Davin Cosby Jr. back in. He had a nice first half for Alabama, had a handful of rebounds. Three of them coming on one stretch over the course of 2 or 3 trips. 3 points, 5 boards, and an assist in 4 minutes of action. You see Davin produce while on the floor as Bama nearly threw it away, but Estrada stepped into the catch, gives it out. Cosby, right corner three, that's short. Rebound tip, fought for, and then knocked out of bounds, touched last by the Red Wolves. Bama ball with 14:09 to go, and the lead again comfortably at 65-35.
Alabama on an 8-0 run over the last 2+ minutes. Arkansas State, 1 for their last 7. Alabama continues to get the job done on the defensive end.
Walters trying to throw it into Nelson, had it poked away and stolen. Driving on the other end, Ford lays it up and in for 2, and he was fouled. Nice drive from Darian Ford, the Magnolia, Arkansas native. Got the bucket to go. He's got 8 points now as the foul was whistled on the Crimson Tide. That'll be the second team foul and personal number 2 on Sam Walters for the ball game.
Not a great decision by Sam on the offensive end. Tried to force it in to Grant Nelson. Didn't have the right angle. Easy deflection and steal. And the hustle play by a couple of Alabama defenders doesn't pay off, and the 3-point play completed.
Ford converts it, as Bryan alluded to, and it's 65-38 with 13:52 to go in the basketball game. Near side with it, Estrada. Estrada driving, spinning in the lane. Stopping, shooting, missing with the left hand, and the rebound controlled by the Red Wolves. They will bring it ahead with Dominguez, front court. Flips it back out on the near side. Hicks, his 3 is an air ball. Rebound, though, caught underneath on a nice play by Ford. Gives it back outside to Todd.
Grant Nelson fortunate that they didn't call him for a foul. There was contact after that missed 3.
Todd, sweeping layup attempt, no good, but the rebound tipped in by Dominguez. And it's down to 25, 65-40. Alabama with the ball in the lead. Here's Reitzel. Poked away from Estrada, runs it down at center court, brings it on the attack again. Goes down the lane, the no-look feed to Nelson. An offensive foul is going to be whistled on Aaron. Dominguez, who just scored on one end, is going to be the man who draws the charge on the other. That's the 4th now on Alabama's Aaron Estrada, and his 3rd turnover of the ball game as well.
It was the right idea. It was a beautiful pass, but unfortunately took it maybe a dribble too many. Grant Nelson would have had a wide open layup or dunk, but nice defensive play by Arkansas State to step in.
Correct myself. That is not 4 on Estrada. I think that may be his 3rd, however. He's going to stay on the floor. Taryn Todd bringing it ahead for the Red Wolves. Bama scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. Arkansas State driving the other way. Todd still with the basketball with a shot clock under 15. Works it over on the right side. Dominguez flips up a 3 that's no good. Scramble for the loose ball. Dominguez comes up with it. Bounce pass inside. Stripped away by Estrada and picked up by Reitzel. Latrell gets it front court, going down the far sideline. Brings it to the arc, now to Cosby. Fakes a pass, now shoots the 3, bottom. Good to see him make another bank first 3-pointer, his 2nd of the night.
The little things matter so much. The ball fake to Aaron Estrada moved the defense. Davin was wide open after the fake and knocks it down.
Davin Cosby, 6 points to go with his 5 boards off the bench. Now on the other end, Ford launches a high arcing 3, no good. Rebound claimed by Rylan Griffin, and he'll start the Bama break. Ahead to Cosby near side. Tried to throw a lob, but didn't lob it enough. Wagee, the intended target, but stolen a little too low by Arkansas State.
Waited a little bit too long. It was there, but it was there early, and the defense able to fill in and get the steal.
Todd on the drive with a left-hand shot, missed. Ball batted into the air. Reitzel taps it ahead to Estrada. We got numbers. Near corner. Cosby, 3, bottom. Boy, it'd be nice to get him rolling. He's got 3 bank first 3s in this ball game. 71-40, Alabama with the lead with 11:28 and ticking. Timeout called by Arkansas State. We'll take the break as well. Bama up big with 11.5 to go on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D. That means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you is.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
11:27 to play in the ball game. Bama's up 31-71-40 over Arkansas State. Here's an important reminder to all Crimson Tide fans. Stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season's coming. COVID-19 continues, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink. We are courtside, and across the way is Roger Hoover.
Thank you so much, Tom. And the Crimson Tide defense, again, the effort is there from what Coach Pannone, Coach Oates want to see. And they're even talking about just approaching little things in the game, like end-of-game situations. Really focusing on closing out the next 90 seconds in a strong way was one of the last things that Coach Pannone just said a moment ago. So, Bryan, again, the game within the game is happening a lot for this Crimson Tide team right now. And this is honestly the best time of the year to work on these things.
Yeah, and you're not going to have a whole lot of situations like this with the upcoming schedule, and really the remainder of the year is going to be absolutely brutal from a strength of schedule standpoint. So hopefully we'll have times that Alabama's up 30+ in a game, but I don't know that that'll be the case with 3 games in a row against top 5 net teams in the country, with Purdue, Creighton, and Arizona all coming up. But this is an opportunity to get better. It looks like things in the practice gym have paid off over the last week. Alabama wanted to get better on the defensive end. Rim protection, 3-point percentage defense, those have been areas of focus, and they have been really good here in this game, especially in the second half.
Inbounds coming right in front of the Red Wolves bench. Hicks triggering it in to Todd, gives it off to Dominguez on the right wing, fires a pass inside to Hicks, muscles his way through a double team and got it to go off the glass. He's a nice looking player, just been in some foul trouble, not really able to get going in this one here tonight against Alabama, who's defended him pretty well. 11:08 ticking. Time left in the ball game. Cosby, who's got 9, drives down the lane, tough rudder, wouldn't go, but batted it to keep it alive, unfortunately into the hands of Ford, and here come the Red Wolves the other way. Ford working with it, top of the arc. Backs it out, takes it to the right wing. To Dominguez in the corner, trying to defend or work against the defender, Sears. Back out to Hicks, who gets into the paint. Works a pass left side. The lefty 3 is up and good by Ford. And the Red Wolves have made it a 71-45 game with 10.5 to play.
We can't let up. Arkansas State is going to continue to push tempo and look for the 3-point shot.
Sears drove in, fired up a wild shot. Ball's batted around, taken away by Wagee. Walters, good feed. Cosby, left side 3 is short. Rebound fought for and picked up by the Red Wolves. They work it ahead to Dominguez, drive in the lane, wild shot, left hand, no good, and they're going to get Walters for the foul right there. It brings us to another media timeout with 10:15 to play. It's still Bama up big, 71-45 over Arkansas State, and we are here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Power for a better Alabama.
10:15 to go in the ball game. Bama's up 71-45. One other game in the SEC tonight. Arkansas is leading Furman at Bud Walton 70-53. And across the conference is presented by T-Mobile, bringing 5G to hometowns across the SEC. T-Mobile is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. And since we're doing SEC facts, Roger, I'll remind you that Bama won the SEC championship in Atlanta.
Very good. What does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't. It's Stipe.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well said, partner.
Talking in the huddle about transition defense. That is the main point of emphasis that Coach Oates and Coach Pannone working on at the moment. And again, a great ovation as well for somebody who knew all about transition defense, played very well in that aspect of the game during his time at Alabama. Noah Gurley, certainly good to see him here in the building tonight, getting recognized for cheering on his former teammates here with the Crimson Tide.
It is one of our favorites and such a key part to SEC championships and won a bunch of big games. Great to see former players come back. We've seen that all year long. We've seen Noah Clowney. We've seen Brandon Miller and several others. There are a lot of new faces on this Alabama team, and losing 75% of the production from a year ago. Didn't know, especially early this summer, how talented this team would be. Love the roster. It's going to be a work in progress, especially on the defensive end, but this team has a chance to be really good, especially if they continue to improve on the defensive end, and they have improved on that end of the floor here tonight.
DeAndre Dominguez will be the man at the stripe for the Red Wolves, and he will knock down the first free throw. They got some nice pieces, just struggling to get things going here in the first year with Bryan Hodgson as the head coach in Jonesboro. Free throw up and good. Bryan talking to Rylan Griffin, who's talking back to him. I think he was very much involved in signing Rylan. He is still tight with these guys, and Brian Passink mentioned there's been a little conversation back and forth, all with love, nothing bad at all, between Coach Hodgson and the Bama players, and the Bama bench is inside. Griffin tried to dump it off to Wagee, but couldn't hang on to the pass. It's out of bounds, or kind of a pass behind him, out of bounds, and the Red Wolves will get it back.
Well, I talked to Coach Hodgson before the game and asked him to tell me about his team. I can't repeat exactly what he said, but he said, I'm not telling you about our team, because he thought I would go tell somebody. Like, yeah. Nate Oates knows more about your team than you do, probably. But no, he's a great guy, and he's going to do a great job with the Red Wolves program.
He is indeed, as Dominguez will give it off to Ford. Driving and dishing into the left corner they go. Shot up and good off the glass with the left hand by Hicks. And it's 71-49. Of course, Jeff Purinton, the director of athletics at Arkansas State. Former senior associate AD at Alabama, as inside, Bama will turn it over. Drove in, committed a traveling violation underneath. I believe that was Wagee who was guilty of the walk. Jeff, a member of the staff for a long time, first as primary football contact during the start of Coach Saban's era, and then moved into another administrative role as a chief deputy to Greg Byrne, and now has his own program at Arkansas State. Red Wolves with the basketball. They'll work it back outside. A three is up and no good. Rebound tipped out. Dominguez secures it again for Arkansas State. Todd with it. Rises and fires from three. Missed the mark. Rebound tipped, and Stevenson got inadvertently popped across the mouth as he was among those going up for a loose ball. And I think Dominguez got him across the face. Wasn't trying to. He just was going for a loose ball, and his elbow connected with that of Stevenson as they call the foul on Isaiah Nelson. 3-5, not 4-5. That's his fourth, though, as is the foul count on Dominguez.
Great to see Jaron Stevenson bounce back from a tough game against Clemson. 10 points, 3 for 6 from the field.
Sears on the drive, whips a pass right corner. Griffin three, no good. Rebound tipped out long to Reitzel. Around to Stevenson on the left wing. Jaron trying to drive, had it poked away. Lost it, got it back. Good hustle as Sears finds Griffin in the corner again. He'll drive in and elevate to throw it home. Bama's got some hops, and we saw him there. 73-49 Alabama. Red Wolves drive, stripped by Sears. Ball underneath and thrown down by Nelson as he's got back-to-back buckets.
Kind of unlucky bounce for Alabama right there. It looked like it was going to be a steal. Goes right to Arkansas State for the easy dunk.
Here's Sears on the drive into the lane. Right hand off the glass and in for 2 more. Mark with a dozen now to go with his 6 assists and 3 rebounds.
That's not an easy shot for a lefty. One-handed off the glass, one-handed, but the defense never stopped him, and Mark finished.
Fall away jumper, no good, but a foul on Wagee on the jumper from Todd on the right wing. He'll have a pair of free throws when we come back to Tuscaloosa. But with 7:47 to play, Bama enjoys a 75-51 lead over Arkansas State here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back at Coleman, Bama's up big, 75-51 over Arkansas State, 7:47 to go in the ball game. The best move of the game is presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Bryan Passink, we look to you for the best move of the game.
How about Rylan Griffin a couple of possessions ago, or the last possession, kick out to the three-point line, little pump fake. Drew the defense, able to put it on the deck one time and throw it down with authority. Alabama, with their ability to shoot the three, spreads out the defense. Help not able to come over, and Rylan Griffin playing well on both ends of the floor.
Crimson Tide enjoying its 75-51 advantage. Again, 7:47 the time left. And Alabama trying to get some things tuned up before they head to Canada to take on Purdue this weekend in Toronto. Crimson Tide originally was thought to have Charles Bediako to face off against Zach Edey, but one Canadian against the other, not to be the case, as Charles opted to turn pro, and Edey will be there, so will the rest of the Tide.
Yeah, the consensus and reigning National Player of the Year is Zach Edey, and he's playing like he could possibly go back-to-back, 7-4, and he has been dominant on both ends. He's added shot blocking, and at 7-4 you expect that, but that has not been an area of strength for him, but he's doing it all right now for Purdue, who's been #1 in the country the majority of the year. They dropped one last week, so they're still top 5, but one of the best teams in the country. Alabama have a great opportunity these next few weeks to see where they are and hopefully improve as a team against some of the best competition in college basketball.
First of 2 free throws by Taryn Todd, up and good. 75-52 now the score. We got 7:47 remaining. Make it 75-53 as the lefty hits them both. Bama will bring it in the front court. Estrada looking, giving it off to Stevenson, who pivots, dribbles to his right, hands it off to Griffin. Rylan on the drive, hands it off to Stevenson, couldn't handle the pass. It's out of bounds, touch last by the Crimson Tide. Good defense by Arkansas State. They're going to make other teams feel like they have been through quite a battle in the Sun Belt this year.
Well, that's what they're playing for. They're playing to get to their conference and improve on a 13th place finish a year ago. Big reason why Brian Hodgson's at the helm now. And they are playing a tough schedule and competing at a high level.
Todd with the basketball. Trying to shake free, gives it off, spinning left and then right as Hicks works a pass in the corner. Dominguez 3 rims off. no good. And then the rebound attempt goes off the hand of Nelson. It'll belong to the Crimson Tide after that one was deflected out of bounds.
You know, it's going to be a work in progress for Bryan Hodgson. Tough competitor, and you know he's going to get players. And he's already improved their roster, but he's already recruited some big-time players that'll be at Arkansas State a year from now.
Stevenson got popped again in the face. Second time that he is taking a blow to the face, as Ford that time trying to fight through a screen. Reached up and popped him. So it'll be Bama basketball. Inbounds coming from Sears, gets it in to Stevenson. Now pivots, gives it back to Mark. He'll drive, gets it to the block, and then circles back to the corner, reverses, goes baseline, rises, tried to drop it off, but nobody was there except for a black jersey in the person of Hicks. He'll give it off to Todd, who drives down the lane. Whips a pass all the way out into the wing. A touch pass goes to Dominguez in the corner. His three is no good. Up high, Estrada to deflect it into the hands of Stevenson, and now Bama up 22 with 6:20 to go. We'll bring it the other way. Aaron Estrada trying to shake free, crosses over, gives it off. Stevenson, right corner three, bottom. Alabama now 13 of 28 from bank first, three-point range, and it's a 78-53 Crimson Tide lead.
Aaron Estrada got in the lane. Jaron Stevenson with the bounce-back game after struggling against Clemson. Their physicality really hurt him in that game, but he's played well on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Isaiah Nelson feeding it onto the left wing to Hicks. He'll drive in. His layup is good, and he is fouled. That's going to be on Stevenson and on Jaron. That's going to be his first, check that, his third, excuse me, personal foul. I didn't go enough columns over on the stat monitor there. He's going to exit. Muhammad Wagi will come in to replace him. Is that 16 fouls now on the Crimson Tide. And one converted by Hicks, who despite foul trouble in the first half now has 9 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. He does have 5 turnovers, though, for the Red Wolves. Here's Estrada driving right side. Pulls up from 8 feet, a little short on the teardrop, and the rebound is controlled by the Razorbacks. Dominguez to the trailer, and then the block by Wagi, but into the hands of Ford underneath for the Red Wolves. A bounce pass stolen away by Estrada. Aaron flips it ahead to Sears, weaving through traffic, getting down the lane, got hacked on his way to the rim, and then you've got a photographer who was run into. Hope everybody's okay on that baseline. Close quarters over there. But Isaiah Nelson collided with one of the videographers on the baseline. Looks like everybody's okay.
What a nice play defensively by Muhammad Wagi. Started the Alabama break. Looked like Arkansas State was going to finish at the rim, but Wagi blocked the shot, started the transition opportunity for Alabama, and it'll result in a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Nelson's fouled out. 10 points, 7 boards, 5 fouls, but 3 blocked shots and a steal as well. 5:13 to play. Bryan Hodgson has not put in a 5th player yet. Now he does in Ledo Leku. I really wish, never mind. I was going to say I wish that Ledu was his middle name. Yodelodelehi was his first name. Sears at the strike. It's getting late, folks. Getting late. Sears first free throw up. And no good. Sorry, Roger. He's in pain across the way, but he just removed his pain. Took the AirPods out. Free throw good by Sears to make it 79-56 with 5:10 and ticking left to play.
Don't put that on a t-shirt, Chris.
I won't. I won't. Can't spell it. Here's Todd, front court for the Red Wolves. Todd driving down the lane, puts it up left hand, blocked by Wagi, and then tapped back in by, I believe, Dominguez. Check that. It was Dominguez. Estrada on the other end. Tough runner with the left hand is good, and he is fouled. A chance for the and one for Aaron Estrada, who's in double figures now with 10 points. 81-58 Alabama with 4:45 to go.
And it's been a struggle for Aaron Estrada in terms of converting. He's had some great looks. He's created opportunities for himself at the rim and in the mid-range, just hasn't been able to convert it the rate we're used to seeing. But love his aggressiveness, taking the ball to the basket and finishing.
Estrada converts the and one. 11 for him now to go with those 5 boards and a steal. And the Red Wolves of Arkansas State come the other way, down 24. Todd with it on the near wing. Working off the screen, goes top of the arc. Kicks it over onto the right wing to Hicks. His three is too strong. Rebound tipped into the hands of Estrada, and he'll run the other way. Estrada driving, dishing back out to Griffin. Ryland cut off, trying to drive. He'll back it out beyond the arc, center of the floor. 18 on the shot clock. Griffin working his way into the paint, backing his way down, kicking it back out to Estrada. Estrada on the drive, stopping, looking inside. Wagi finds Walters. One more, and they're going to say, I believe that Walters, 3 seconds is going to be the signal in Alabama. Unselfish there by the Tide, but perhaps a tad too unselfish. Reitzel will exit. And a young man who's had a nice ball game for the Tide. Maybe his most complete early in his Alabama career. As checking in will be Davin Cosby Jr. with 9 points and 5 rebounds. Driving down the lane, Todd, off balance floaters, no good. But he's fouled and will go to the line to shoot a fair when we come back to Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Alabama leads Arkansas State 82-58 right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bob Baumhauer here. Are you out of ideas for those stocking stuffers? Our selection of delicious signature sauces make great stocking stuffers for that chef of the house. Kick up your favorite holiday dish with our legendary hot sauce. If you enjoy our char-grilled black and white chicken, then grab a bottle of our fabulous legendary white barbecue sauce. Would you like to have a Bam Bam shrimp on your holiday menu? That's easy. Just pick up a bottle of Baumhauer's Thai sweet chili sauce. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
During the pandemic, we put a lot on hold. One of the things missed may have been keeping up with our regularly scheduled vaccinations. Hi, I'm Dallas Turner.
And I'm Rodell Williams. We're here to remind everyone across the state to protect the entire Bama community by staying up to date with all recommended vaccinations.
Flu season is coming, and COVID-19 continues to affect our community. So don't wait. Vaccinate.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more about how you can stay safe and up to date on vaccinations for you and your children.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
Bama's up by a lot, 82-58, 3:55 to go in the ball game, Bama and Arkansas State. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions post-game show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/Go Bama to order yours today. Across the way to Roger Hoover.
Thank you so much, Tom. Stipe, again, the coaching staff talking about finishing this game strong. Obviously, the good lead for the Crimson Tide, 82-58. But again, trying to clean up more of the little things Bryan alluded to earlier. This is going to be a very tough schedule for Alabama moving forward. So again, offensively, defensively, finishing the things the right way. But it seems like, Bryan, a lot of things that this coaching staff worked on in practice, kind of using practice like a classroom over the past week, a lot of it's paid off tonight.
Yeah, and that has been the focus, getting better on the defensive end. Alabama, one of the best offensive teams in the country, and they've had been all year long. Even the games they've struggled, the offense has still been there and not been the problem. They want to get better on the defensive end, and they've done that here tonight. You look at the 2 losses that Alabama has had, and Ohio State goes 5 for 6 from the three-point line in the second half, and against Clemson last week, they go 8 for 11 from the three-point line. So you have, in 2 losses, the opponent shoot 83% in the second half from 3, or 73% and 83% in both of those games. And that's not good enough to get wins. Alabama has locked down the defensive end, especially the three-point line here in the second half. Arkansas State just 1 for 13 since halftime from 3.
Free throw up and good from the lefty, Taryn Todd, for Arkansas State. 3:55 to go. Their next point will be their 60th. And they won't get it right there as the miss is cleared by Sam Walters of Alabama. The Tide comes the other way, leading 82-59. Rylan Griffin on the drive, tripped as he went down the lane, and a foul is whistled on the Red Wolves. Call that one.
Another nice game from Rylan Griffin. He's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, and just been more aggressive last couple of weeks on the offensive end. Got off to a slow start offensively, but he's been Alabama's bright spot on the defensive end, especially on the perimeter. But we know what he's capable of doing on the offensive end, and he can become a double-digit scorer consistently. That'll help this team in a lot of ways because now you know what you're going to get from him defensively.
1 of 2 for Griffin, but the tip-in is good by Wagee. 3:43 and moving time left. Bama up 85-59. Tied with it front court for Arkansas State. Driving to his left. Near tie-up. Cosby almost took it from him, but Todd able to maintain control. Onto the right wing, they'll go to Ford. Ford to Todd, back to Ford again. Trying to work against Walters. Steps back, a high contested 3, pops out. Rebound fought for, secured by Arkansas State. The shot up off the glass and no good by Leku. And he'll have 2 shots upcoming. Mohamed Wagee guilty of personal foul number 3. That's 18 fouls on Bama. 9 have been whistled on Arkansas State.
What a game from Mohamed Wagee. 10 points, 6 rebounds.
First free throw good by Leku.
3 blocks, 3 steals, a complete game on both ends of the floor. Needed to play well with Nick Pringle out, suspended. We think for this one, we don't know, it's indefinite, but I think the sign that he's on the Alabama bench tonight is a good sign for Nick Pringle and hopefully his return.
Second free throw up and good by Leku. I got to tell you what, I wish we had a mic on Bryan Hodgson, not for air, but to listen to the Christmas party. On the drive, Reitzel cut off, gives it out high to Walters. Sam on the drive, down the lane, tough shot, blocked out of there. And here comes Arkansas State the other way. Down the lane, laying it up and missing it was Ford. Rebound claimed by Reitzel, or check that, by Diabate. And now Bama gets it to Reitzel on the right wing. Luttrell trying to shake free, can't, now steps back. A deep 3, too strong. Rebound claimed by the Red Wolves. Nate Oates not happy with the last 2 trips down the floor for the Crimson Tide offensively. Now here's Ford with it, trying to shake free from Walters. Goes right, spins, kicks it out. Dominguez 3 is up and good. 85-64 now with 2:16 to go. Reitzel on the drive down the lane, kicks it out. 3 ball missed by Wagee, but rebounded by the other Mohamed for the Crimson Tide, and his layup is no good. It was Diabate who missed the 3, and then Wagee rebounded that miss. And he got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. And whistle the foul on Leku of Arkansas State.
Great effort once again by Mohamed Wagee, trying to add to his 10 points. He's 3 for 4 from the field, a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and getting his 7th rebound of the game.
Free throw up and good by Wagee, who's now 6 of 6 from the stripe and has a dozen points for the Crimson Tide. Career best in a Bama uniform for Mohamed. Second free throw upcoming for him. And that one's perfect as well. And he looks good shooting them, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a nice stroke. And I think the sky's the limit for Mo Wagee. And how good of a player he can become. Coming off injuries, getting better and better on both ends.
We're going to talk with Davin Cosby after the game as the Red Wolves drive in, miss a layup attempt. Ball knocked out of bounds. And with 1:50 to go, it's an 87-64 Alabama lead. The Tide's got possession. Here comes Bama the other way. The pass intended for Cosby. It was behind him, though, as Jaron Stevenson's pass was off the mark. 1:40 to play. 87-64 is our score. Tide trying to work off the screen, goes right, goes down the lane. Runner is blocked from behind by Diabate. Scramble for the loose ball, and coming out with it is Reitzel. Flips it ahead to Walters. Sam driving through contact, got hacked, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair with 1:20 remaining. Well, it has not always been picture perfect on either end, but Bama's getting a good challenge and really what they need, don't they, Bryan, before they go on the road to play in Toronto against Purdue this weekend.
Yeah, this is about getting better and working on yourself, and Alabama's been able to do that over the last week in practice after losing 2 out of 3 to a couple of teams that have been some of the big surprises around the country. Clemson with what they've done now in the top 25, Ohio State in the top 25 in the coaches poll, and both of those teams were expected to have good years in their conferences, but they've exceeded expectations. And you hate to lose games like that, but Nate Oates and his scheduling philosophy is to challenge yourself, and yes, you want to win, and that is the objective, but even if you don't, you learn from it and get better from it, and I think Alabama's going to be a better team as a result, and they're going to need to be, because there's not a tougher non-conference stretch in the country than what Alabama's about to face. Going to Toronto to play the previous #1 team in the country, and then a top 10 team in the net on the road against Creighton, and then the #1 team in college basketball in Arizona after that. So a brutal stretch coming up, but these games will make you better as you get closer to conference play.
Red Wolves have it front court with 1:07 to go. Bama up 89-64. Stepping through, shooting, missing was Hicks, but he was fouled once again by Sam Walters. Maybe his 5th. It is. Walters has fouled out, as did Arkansas State's Taryn Tide on that previous trip down the floor. So with Walters out, Wagee will come in to replace him. Wagee, Diabate, Reitzel, Stevenson, and Cosby, the 5.
One thing we'll get a report on after the game is Grant Nelson is in the Alabama locker room.
Yeah.
Apparently has a leg injury, not sure of the severity. Hopefully he's okay. Didn't notice anything during the game, but he was back in the Alabama locker room getting looked at as we speak. So hopefully Grant Nelson, who played well in this game and looked really good, will be fine.
It's after the first free throw is missed. The second attempt upcoming. And that one is good by Freddie Hicks to make it 89-65. 1 minute left. Bama with the basketball. Diabate working between the circles. He'll dribble to his right. He'll stop on the wing. He'll pivot. He'll look. He'll throw a bounce pass to Wagee. Wagee dribbles to his right. Hands it off to Reitzel on the near wing. Gives it over to Cosby, far side with 7 to shoot. Cosby, a step back, contested 3 short. Rebound tipped up into the air, fought for, and picked up by Arkansas State. It's Hicks bringing it down the right side. Stripped away and stolen as you got bodies flying everywhere. Wagee behind the back with a dribble, gives it off to Reitzel. Nate Oates says, let's back it out and set things up. In fact, I don't think either side will do much more than watch this one get dribbled out. Arkansas State will keep the hands up, but Bama will back it out with 89-65 our score, and that's what the final will be, as Nate Oates is going to shake hands and probably hug Bryan Hodgson. That is exactly what we saw from those two longtime friends, former co-workers, but now competitors in tonight's game. But a lot of respect from everybody on the Bama bench, players and coaches, for Bryan Hodgson and so many members of that Arkansas State staff that wore the Bama logo for the last several years. And glad to see those familiar faces back here in Tuscaloosa, albeit on the opposing side, but even better to see the home team win. Bama claiming an 89-65 victory over the Red Wolves of Arkansas State, as we pause right now 10 seconds for station identification on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. (89-65) the final score here in Tuscaloosa, as Crimson Tide enjoys another nice victory here at home. Final score again, 89-65, and one of the neat things about what we're doing here on postgame, a chance to talk with a number of new faces, and among them a guy who's not totally new. We saw him last year, but the first chance we've had to visit on air with Davin Cosby Jr., the freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. A big night for him. 9 points, 5 rebounds in only 13 minutes of playing time. You just gobbled up everything on that end of the floor for about a 4-trip stretch. But yes, great to see you. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate you.
Had to be fun to see this much action again. I know it's only 13 minutes, but man, you maximized that time on the floor.
Yes, sir. It was definitely a great opportunity. You know, once I get the opportunity, I always show out what I have.
Tell us how you have to keep yourself locked in when you're not getting regular minutes, because it's been a little different for you.
Right. Every day, you know, I get up shots from the shooting machine at night, up to 500, 1,000, depending on how I feel. You know, I talk to coaches, I work on my defense, and I just try to stay locked in, stay ready for when you call my name.
It's got to be exciting for you, though, when you do get the opportunity, because we saw you last year. You came here at midseason, and what you just described is about all we saw you do.
Yes,
because you weren't able to do a lot with the team, weren't able to play, but go through all the practice, the running, everything else. But I got to think these minutes that you do get right now feel like manna from heaven.
Yes, it was grateful. It was grateful to have the opportunity, and hope I have many more coming.
I got a feeling you will.
Yes, sir.
Davin Cosby, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Davin Cosby Jr. joining us for the first of many times here on our broadcast, I believe, before his career is said and done. The freshman with 9 points, 5 boards in this ball game, as the Tide rolls to an 89-65 victory over the Red Wolves of Arkansas State. Roger Hoover is going to take you the rest of the way as Bama gets a victory here tonight to improve its season record now to 6-2, and the Tide moves on where they will face Purdue this weekend in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, in a matchup that will be among the most discussed college basketball games of the entire weekend. Bama a winner, 89-65 right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can trust your car to the place with the star to get you to the things you love or travel near and far with text.